Good morning, good morning, good morning, community. How are you? Hey, New York, Baltimore, Chicago, Maryland. How are you? Those are the people who have checked in the past. How are you doing? It is Tuesday, and I just had to pause. How are you today? Um, yes, yesterday was Monday, and I started with Monday mindset because one of the things I realized, and I hope you will realize it for yourself too, is that you get to decide how your days and your life is going to be impacted and to what degree. So while I knew that there was a story about two black men being hung in California, and I was very much aware of the story about the young man who had been intoxicated and fell asleep in the drive-through. It made sense to me. I thought, okay, if I ever get in trouble, I'll do that because it's always lit up. That ended up being murdered based on the criteria for what happened in that situation. Given that he had a taser, that he ran away, and that he turned, and the distance between where he was and where the officer was, there's no way the taser would have touched the officer. So he wasn't a threat. And they shot him. But, I decided that for starting the week, I didn't want to start the week with all that. I can look at TV and get that. What I do and what I want you to begin to do as we keep going on this journey is decide how you're going to spend your days and your time. Some of the news, some of the information can set you in a place and a mindset, and you're just going to be there for the rest of the day in concern and worry and fear and anxiety and frustration. So, yesterday I was like, no, you're going to set your mindset. Hi, Kat. You're going to set your mindset for how you're going to move forward. And so even before I got on here, I thought, okay, well, maybe let me find a quote about transformation because it hurts and it's uncomfortable and it's uncomfortable conversations. But then I thought, okay, no, you can always find something to be in gratitude and appreciation for. So I'm like, oh yeah, thank you, God, for my breath. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my heart beating because you keep making that happen. Thank you for giving me breath. But then there's a part of you that's like, well, why the heck do I have breath if I have to constantly live in fear every day, if I have to constantly live in anxiety every day, if I have to constantly listen to and watch white America kill black folks? God, why are you giving me breath? Isn't there someplace else I could be? Isn't there someplace else I need to be on another planet maybe where people are moving more aggressively toward a utopia of what we could potentially be? Can I go to that planet? Not to mention the doggone squirrels are just dirtying up my backyard like they don't know how to clean up behind themselves. And they just leave. I have a chase lounge and I have a little table next to it. They just put the stuff on the table like they ate there last night and want somebody to clean up behind them. So, it makes it really hard because you're like, I was thinking, like, what have black people really done? White America. Everything you know about us is what other white America has told you. For what you're doing, what is it except for your fear? We haven't been given the same access economically. When I was growing up, I saw Latino vendors in my community opening their taco stands, and we bought from them. I saw Asians come in my community, but we couldn't get loans to open up our businesses. We didn't qualify, so we didn't get that. The jobs, most of your essential workers right now are probably African American, Latinos. So go to work. Got as much education as you could allow. There's still some of us squeaking through. There's more and more people graduating from Harvard and all the Ivy League schools that are black. But that was difficult. I think I shared in a live several weeks ago my struggle for my master's program. So you have to find something deeper to be present in the midst of the transformation. Our communities have been ravaged. What used to be the black community in Los Angeles, there's no black community in Los Angeles anymore. So everything you've done has been to prevent to limit, to minimize. You're doing it to us. And I'm trying to ask you why. Why wouldn't you want us all working together? What has a black person done specifically to you that you hold the thoughts and the beliefs that you hold? And how much are you willing to release some of those, to lighten up on some of those, to expand some of those for the world to be a place for all of us to have equal opportunities? It'd be fine if you gave us equal opportunities and we just squandered it. I'd be like, fine, America. Even though you colonized us and your history is you go places, kill people, you rape and murder the wives, you kill the children, you take the land, you colonize it, you go to the next place. That's your history. That's not even our history. But you're okay with your history because that's what you do as you go. But what is it that you would want? Or why isn't it that there's a part of you that doesn't want to allow this to be a utopia for us all to be able to get together, work together, build together, and really have an incredible country? I'm like killing one black man after another black man after another black man. What? You kill him and God makes more. So obviously God wants black people to be here. But what is it? What has been done to you personally? What has happened in your life? What has your family told you some black person did to them? For every single moment of every day to be, let's step on, put down, discredit black folks. So, no, I didn't want to start with all that yesterday. I started off on another level and stayed at that place throughout. And then today, I sat with it a bit. Hanging, people being lynched in 2020. That's really a transformation. I guess we thought we were done with that. But since that was white America's actions, and white America did that, I don't know a whole lot of black folks that were hanging black people. Then that's who that's who you are. We don't ever look at who white America is and what you're doing. Our black men aren't going into schools killing kids. Columbine and all those, that's just white, those are white kids. And they do that and that's fine, huh? No big deal. Oh, well, that's what they do. We're not doing that. We're not going anywhere killing anybody. We're not doing any of that. Trying to work, take care of our families, raise our children, put them through school, do the system that's in place, and then live life. So it really becomes just questionable about what is it? America has gone from place to place, killed and murdered, raped women, killed children for places, for land, to capitalize on it, colonize it. Who holds America accountable for her misbehaviors? Who holds America accountable for what she has done and continues to do? Who does that? Well, I guess that's where we come in. So while we may be sad about some things and some different things that we want to see, we don't have time to be sad for too long because there becomes another action that has to be taken. There becomes another action and actions after that that we have to keep taking step after step after step. It's not like you can say, "Ooh, okay, let me catch my breath. Now let me go do this." No, we have to stay on top of it all the time. All the time. So I just when I sit back and I think, what did we do? What are you so afraid of? Why are you so intent on it being us? You're wrong. You need to be in jail, locking all the men up, paying women less, killing the young boys. What is America's vengeance toward black folks? I think most of the rapists that are out and about, not all black men. We didn't go around colonizing anybody. We were quite frankly fine where we were. America is the one that goes around and murders and rapes and kills. And it's okay for them to do that because of the color of their skin. But I don't think it was okay when God said, this is the place, we put you here, work it out. Nobody told us to take anybody's life. Nobody put us in charge of that. We're in charge of this life and being mindful about what we do with this life. So it's really understanding that, transformation just takes time. And there's a couple of things. This one says, change starts in your thoughts. So how could you think differently about black folks? How can you inquire? But I think some of you don't even care. Huh? You don't want to know. Just live your life and let you be, right? Another one says, transformation requires real honesty. If you want to move forward, get real with yourself. Which is why I'm asking those of you who may hear this at some point, just ask yourself, what is it that you have against black people? We tried to do affirmative action because they realized systematically or systemically things were in place, blocks were in place, limits were put in place for black applicants, whether it was for housing, whether it was for colleges, whether it was for employment, whatever. So the limits have already been put there. It's like, what is it? Because I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get why we can't live peacefully. I don't get how come there has to be this sense of somebody's better than someone else. I'm going to stand on top of you. I'm going to push you down so I can stand up. And that white America thinks that's really something to be proud of. I stepped on people, I pushed people down, and now I'm the top. Top what? If nothing else, the virus has showed us that we have nothing. Our health system is nothing. All the money that was there has been robbed by all those people who were leaders in charge. Primarily all white folks. So you're robbing the country, you're killing black youth, you're killing people when they're out there marching, you're running in the home, shooting girls, women who are in their house, minding their own business, and you want to say we're the problem? We're the one that's shedding our tears for what we see? You know, I just don't understand from you what it is. So I'm just going to jump into some of the conversations that I've been seeing lately between white women and black women and talk and hear what I see, what I hear. Because if we're willing to have the conversations, then I'm willing to be in the discussions. Because I really need for you to tell me what a black person has done to you. Every time a black person is trying to do something, it could be the young girl 2 years ago who was selling water. I buy the water, tell my child, you can sell it to make some money, and somebody calls the police on her. So if we steal, you call the police on us. But if we make money, and we're trying to make money, you call the police on us too. How do you win? And I hear somebody say, well, we don't want you here, but you brought us here. So we're here now. So not wanting us here, killing us isn't going to get rid of us. God keeps making us. So you have to make peace with the fact that we are here. And how, you brought us here. Now I get you may be upset with the immigrants. They came and you're putting up a doggone fence, which is the craziest thing, when they've told you they dug tunnels 50 miles long. But okay, go ahead and put that up. But what is it? Or is it just simply the history that America has on itself that feels stained about what happened with black folks in slavery? So transformation is hard. And it says, yes, you will feel frightened, messed up, and knocked down. Yes, you will want to stop. And yes, the best work you'll ever do. So don't stop. Those of you who are essential workers, thank you for your effort and for your work. We trust that you are safe, that you're protecting yourself, that you're getting the rest that you need, that you're letting people know what you need so that we can help and support you. To the foot soldiers who are out there on the streets, we're helping you, trying to make sure there's bail money that's been set aside for you, for what you're doing. To all the protesters who are out there, not ready to go to jail, but you're out there like myself and my son. You know, we need to keep bringing the visibility to what's going on. Just know transformation is hard. It's not easy. And having difficult conversations, it's not easy. And it is frightening. Like they said, you'll feel messed up and even knocked down. But it's the best work we'll ever do. Out of all the things we've done on the planet, the process we're going through right now is the best to try and elevate this energy on this planet, to try and elevate the relationships on this planet so that we can create something different and something new for ourselves. And the way the year is moving, it's moving so fast. That, you know, shortly we're going to be in July, and before we know it, we'll be in August for kids to start school. So that's where it seems like we're really going to have and feel a lot of the shift that's happening. So if anybody's watching and you're a naturopath, let me know about these hiccups. It's interesting when my hiccups come. We know that the LGBTQ community was protected against, you know, being fired from work. So that was a helpful decision that was made yesterday. And everybody, the whole entire world, is very much aware of the issue in the United States of black lives. That all lives matter, true, they do. But right now, we're zeroing in on black lives. Because in a matter of 2 weeks, more black men have been killed. And 2 have been hung. 2 black men lynched, hanging from trees in 2020 in California. And America's okay with that. Because that, I guess, is part of Make America Great Again. And it's interesting because when I was growing up, America had that power, had that pull, had that clout. I don't know if we have it again. And whether Trump gets in or Trump gets out, whether we have that with other countries, those relationships with other countries, our foreign relationships, everybody sees, knows, and is aware to one degree or another. They hear every story about what's happening. I mean, a drive-through, you're drunk, but you can talk. You talk with them. They patted him down. They knew he didn't have anything. Poor training. Go poor train on some other race. I don't see any Asian kids getting shot. Tell me about that one. I don't see any Asian kids getting shot. Even though there's Asian gangs here. Nobody's all over the news about Asian kids getting shot, right? Only black youth. And you have to wonder why, America. That's why I gave you a small a instead of a capital A, because you're not acting like a capital yet. So we're talking about transforming the old patterns of our mind and letting go of thoughts that you don't need to have around any longer. That's what one person said about transformation. So what are the thoughts that you're thinking? What are the thoughts you hold about other people, other races, other nationalities? Even what do you hold about yourself? Something to consider. But transformation, yeah. It says it isn't sweet and bright. It's a dark and murky, painful pushing, an unraveling of the untruth you carry in your body, a practice in facing your own created demons, a complete uprooting before becoming. So that's truly what we're in. They say it's unprecedented. I know it's transformational. What's happening is transformational. It's making us look at our thoughts. It's making us look at how we think and feel about each other. It's making us really look at ourselves. It's making us look at the others. And how come, I keep asking, how come is so determined? You know, everything that the person in charge right now is doing is to defeat everything that the last person in charge did. It's like, really? We're going to focus backwards instead of focus forward? This world is moving so fast, we need to be going that way. So it's not sweet. Another one says, you and I possess within ourselves at every moment of our lives, under all circumstances, the power to transform the quality of our lives. And we get to do that. And the first place we start to do that is in our thinking and in our thoughts. And what we think about ourselves, how we hold ourselves, how we love ourselves, how we support ourselves, how we're kind to ourselves. And of course, not judging, because the whole world is judging black folks at this point. So yesterday I told you, you set yourself on a course each day and each morning. You have to decide what that's going to be. I looked at TV for about an hour and I was done. I thought, oh my God, if you look at this all day, you'd kill yourself. You take pills, you drink, you do something. So you have to decide, because the answers to everything we're looking for is not going to be out there. It's actually going to be here inside of us. What we're willing to do, the conversations we're willing to have, how uncomfortable we're willing to be. So today was simply reminding you that transformation isn't easy. You still got to hang in there. Because in the process, it's like we always say, as coaches, we always say, iron sharpens iron. We're being sharpened in this process. We're being called to look at what we do, how we do it, how come we do it, and if we're going to continue to do it. And long as we're trying to figure that out, situations keep happening for us to have to keep considering that. So the gentleman, 2 men hanging in a tree, I noticed they haven't put that on the news, makes us have to say, okay, wait a minute, what the heck is going on? A man in the drive-thru that fell asleep, I think I saw that one other time before, now I think about it. Didn't have a gun, didn't have a weapon, didn't have nothing, but got into a disagreement with the police and then ended up taking their taser. It's the craziest thing. And then he's running, so they couldn't shoot him, but then when he turned around, that was when they could shoot him. It's not easy, but that's what we're doing. You're transforming old patterns in your mind and letting go of thoughts you don't need to have around anymore to embrace new thoughts. So take good care. Have a great day. There's always something to be in gratitude and appreciation for. Another day. And I don't know that there's anybody yet saying, okay, well, I don't feel like being here anymore, so you can take me out of here. I think everybody's pretty realizing, oh, okay, we'll figure it out. I'm going to stay. But I just wanted to remind you that when it comes to transformation, that's why as a leader, I claimed it and decide what it would be for me. I decide the narrative. You decide the narrative for you as well. So take good care. Have a great day. I will put the Prosperity Blessing Circle. It's going to happen on Thursday. I will put that below so that you can join me. We'll have some conversation beforehand. Then I'll be meeting with my coaches and whoever else is on the call that may need some support around what's happening or not happening in your business. Take good care. Have a great day. Bye for now.